Are you up for an hour of free stand-up comedy?
Yes!
And please welcome to the stage your host this evening, Mr. James Gill.
Hello, Edinburgh, are you well?
Yes!
This side, are you well?
Yes!
This side, are you well?
Yes!
You might think that was cheesy, but right now I am at the O2 Arena.
Hey!
Turn around. No, I'm not. I'm here. By way of cheering, give us a cheer if you're drinking.
Hey!
Bastards. I no longer drink. I've gone teetotal. Not had a drink since January the 11th. Nothing! In fact, a boo from that woman there. Nothing at all. In America, that got a round of applause. Not now. Typical American, too late. I had a gig yesterday. I said, I've not had a drink since January the 11th. A man sitting there went, "You're a fucking liar." Welcome to Scotland. The reason why I don't drink is because I used to drink too much. Some of you are thinking, when you drink too much, drink more. I'll tell you a story. A few years ago, I was unemployed and I lived in a house with a few other lads who were all unemployed. Winners. And all we ever did was we slept until noon, we got up, we sat in the, I say lounge, sat in a crack den, we drank cider out of a 2-litre bottle, smoked weed, played on the PlayStation, went back to bed, got up at 6 in the evening, went back into the lounge, drank cider out of a 2-litre bottle, smoked weed, played on the PlayStation, etc., etc., etc. At the time, we thought we were stoner dudes. Having chatted about it this week, we agree that we had clinical depression. It's a fine line, Edinburgh, between being very laid back and bedridden. At the time, you're like, bloody maverick. Pass me another bloody reefer. Load up Pro Evolution Soccer. Colombo in 15 minutes. Looking back, I didn't change out of tracky bottoms for 6 months. Always goes a bit dark when I crack that line, but I do it every night. Gives a cheer if you're from Scotland. Gives a cheer if you're from England. That's why the Scottish don't like the English. Smug. Pleased with themselves. Who's the other from Scotland? Right, let's bring these two great countries together. So, what's your name?
Stephen.
Stephen, how are you?
I'm very well.
Great beard. You got a proper beard, not like my biker Grove tash. Yours is awesome. Well done, sir. Stephen, whereabouts are you from?
I'm from Aberdeen.
Aberdeen? Yeah, it's... I'm trying to be nice. Aberdeen, it's lovely. It's not, is it? I know. Steve, what you don't live there anymore. What do you do for a living? What do you do for a living?
I work for a transport company.
A transport. Is that you? Are you happy with that?
It's alright, it's a wage.
It's a wage. That's the spirit. Scottish spirit. Right. Who's from England? Oh, are you together?
Yeah.
Bringing the countries together. Yes. We are the world. We are the children. Come on, get up. Come on, crankies. We are the ones who... madam, what's your name?
Annie.
Annie. Where are you from in England?
Southampton.
Southampton. What do you do for a living?
Nothing.
Yes, that's the spirit. Yes. Nothing. I've never seen anyone more proud to do nothing. Nothing. And it's fabulous. When I was describing that story about there with the Pro Evolution Soccer, I bet you thought, fantastic. I was there. I'm still there. No Pro Evolution Soccer. Not on my watch. Would you like to do battle against each other, England versus Scotland?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, fantastic. Come on, say, give a round of applause. That was Family Fortunes. Even I wasn't sure what that was. Am I having a seizure? Right then. Pretend it's his family fortunes. Shout out what is the one thing that both England and Scotland love. We both love it just as much.
Football.
Chips, booze, football.
To hate the Americans.
No racism. Not in here.
To hate each other.
To hate each other. Bing! Wins a prize for being clever. No, I like where he's coming from. I think if I was Scottish, the thing that would upset me the most out of anything, from when Russ Abbott dressed up as C.U. Jimmy. That was racist, wasn't it? That was racist. A ginger wig, a kilt, and you can never tell what he said. It's fucking hilarious. Right then. I'm getting one more go. Shout out, England and Scotland. What do we both love?
Oh, the salad.
Just noise. Rugby. I'm from Leeds. We don't play rugby.
Not well.
Boo, not well. It's the love I've come to know from Scotland. Right, I'm going to tell you what the answer is. The answer is Sir Sean Connery. Yes, thank you. More people like her. A bit more of a woo for Sean Connery. Sean Connery! Yes! Yes! Right, it's England versus Scotland. We're going to have a Connery off. Ooh! Right then. England. There's some Connery. Some Roger Moore fans in. This is the shit-kicking Connery deserves. Our man was the best Bond. Right then. Connery number 1. Read it, breathe it in, get to grips with it, and let it roll around the mouth. You ready?
Yep.
You're going to read that out in the best Sean Connery accent that this room ever did hear. Okay? Go for it.
Oh, Miss Moneypenny, what do you mean you missed your period?
Yes! Yes! Winner! I'm not saying that I've got an early favourite. You've got it all to do, my man. You ready?
I'm up for it.
You're up for it.
Go ahead.
Hey, what about this game? Hey, bit rude. Rubbish. Right then. Breathe it in, take it in, absorb it, become one with the piece. You two, go together. You could be like a budget White Stripes. No, they've broken up now. They could do a job. Red Stripe. That fucking deserved more. Yeah, and you're right to clap. Right then. Okay, you all set? You ready?
I'm good for it.
Okay. Go for it.
I see why you're called Pushy Galore. You have a schnoz like a widget's sleeve.
People booing? That man just gave everything. It sounded a bit like he'd had a stroke. He still tried. Right, when I put the microphone over their head, you cheer to see who you think's the winner, okay? Ready? That was tepid, wasn't it? They could have tried a bit harder, couldn't they? You gave everything in that impression. It's incredible that you're from Scotland and yet didn't sound Scottish. England wins! Please both sit down. Thank you very much. Can I have that back? Because I'll be using it tomorrow. Round of applause, that was absolutely fantastic. I think you're all warmed up. You ready for your first act?
Yay!
That was gash. Oh, she loves the word gash. I nearly said, oh, she loves gash. Does she? Oh my God! Taxi back to yours tonight. I'm not going to sleep a wink. Good, right then. Sorry, I think I've just come. Right then! Too far. And start the clapping. Clap as if the Bee Gees are about to walk on stage. They normally get more. The Bee Gees. I'll level with you. The Bee Gees get more than that. You all hate the Bee Gees. You should be dancing. Yeah! Never done that before, and I'll never do it again. Okay, we're in Scotland. I know my audience. Clap as if Delamitri have walked on stage. What was sad about that was I heard quite a few Scottish voices go, huh? Who the fuck? They were good with Delamitri. They were, weren't they? How old am I? How old? Right. Okay. The Rolling Stones were about to walk on stage. The Beatles are about to walk on stage. The Beatles and the Stones are about to walk on stage. Even better than that, it's your first time, Mr. Darius Davies.
Yeah! Wow! Thank you, Jekyll Hyde. I love being brought onto random band references. How's it going, everyone? You all good? Yeah. Sound good, sound good. Funniest thing I ever saw was in Curry's. I was standing in line behind this woman. She was buying a television. The cashier was taking down her contact details for TV licensing. And he said to her, "Can I get your street name, please?" She said, and I quote, "I don't have a street name, I just go by Shanice." No! Come on now, Shanice! Come on! Wicked, I was like, that's not... I wrote that down, so I'll take that later on. I wanted to see Harry Potter movie, but my friend said, "No! Don't watch the Harry Potter movie, read the books first." So I downloaded the book. Now people, if you download like me, say you download music, you know what you're downloading. You download an album, you know kind of what the songs sound like. You download a movie, you download Fight Club, for example, you know Brad Pitt in Fight Club. But if you download a book from a dubious source, and you have not read that book, then for all intents and purposes, you don't know if the book you've downloaded is the book you've downloaded. See, because unbeknownst to me, there is a genre of literature known as fan fiction. Now let me enlighten you as to what fan fiction is, people. Fan fiction is when geeks, and I don't mean trendy, ironic geeks wearing, you know, bow ties, walking around with clear glasses you see at the Fringe. I mean real geeks. Real geeks, people. The ones who wear high tech. The ones who play World of Warcraft. The ones who do Linux programming. The ones who've never seen the sun, never seen soap, never seen a girl. Geeks! Star Wars fans, geeks! They write their version of Harry Potter. They upload their version of Harry Potter onto the internet. Then someone like me comes along innocently, illegally downloading the book from btjunkie.org. And I'm not gonna lie, I read this version of Harry Potter, I thought it was the real one. I was like, this is gripping, wow! This is a thriller, this is a page turner, oh! Can they do that without money? Is it even legal? I don't know. My friend said to me, he goes, "Did you read Harry Potter yet?" I went, "I read Harry Potter, it's the best book I've ever read." He went, "Yeah, it's amazing, what's your favourite bit?" And I went, that bit with Megatron. I loved how they made him the gun Megatron as well, not the Cybertronian jet Megatron from the movies. No, Michael Bay ruined that film. I won't hear it anyway. Why is Megatron a plane? He's not, he's a gun. Anyone who grew up in the 80s knows Megatron is a gun. We're going to get serious here. Michael Bay said, "No, we made him a Cybertronian jet because we didn't think it'd be realistic for a 20-foot robot to turn into a gun." Because no one was willingly suspending their disbelief before they went into the movie theater. Like, "No, you know what, this is all real, it's based on a true story, yeah, Megatron's definitely a plane." No, Michael Bay's not really my childhood. My friend was like, "I don't think Megatron's in it." I said, "What? What about Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan when they double team Voldemort?" Did that not happen? lot of music. If you download music, what you hear a lot is music. Downloading music's killing the record industry. I don't care. You're speaking to the wrong person. Record let's kill you can't give. I don't care. You can't offer me a better price than free. Nothing you could do. Basically, what I'm saying, if someone tells me that's killing the record industry, I say, look, Pete, seriously. The day I walk into McDonald's and there's a member of JLS serving me, is the day I say two things. Number one, well done on getting your old job back. And number two, can you fill the fries to the top, please? Nah, seriously, Ashton, man, fill the fries to the top. They're half empty. They're not your fries, why'd you care? You don't go get your manager, get Marlon, I'll tell him the same thing. Or I'll tell you what the problem is, Marlon, look at these fries and look at this picture. Yeah, I don't care how many stars or platinum records he's got, fill the fries to the top. You don't get paid enough. Can I have a barbecue sauce, please? What do you mean, 12p? 12p, no! Basically, fill the fries to the top, people, that's what I'm saying. If I had one qualm about the Harry Potter version that I read online, if you're going to look for it, they spend a lot of time on one subject, but if 10 out of 11 chapters, but if you were going to give a teenage boy an invisibility cloak, men period an invisibility cloak, they're going to spend 10 out of 11 chapters in the girls' showers. That's just how it is. Guys, what we have here, I always say to people when they offer me gigs, they say, can I do a gig? I say, you can do a gig, but I like my stage to be set up like Romeo and Juliet a bit. And he's done a good job. So what I would like to do is introduce my Juliet or my Romeo. I'm not sure which he wants to be known as. Mr. Dane Baptiste is going to help me out with a joke here, so give him a round of applause. You going to do this? We're going to try this out first time. If it's rubbish, it's your fault. All right. It won't be, it'll be great. So you hang back. We know how to do it. Basically, a couple of weeks before I came here, I was on the bus. I was coming home from work, and a gang of youths, or youths, as they like to be called, right, came on the bus. Now, these were the scary London type of youths. The ones that are so scary they don't have to use a ticket. They just suck their teeth, call the bus driver a chief, and they get to ride for free. Demonstrate, please. Doop. Doop.
Chief.
And the bus driver's just like, ooh, so 1 to 6, go right ahead, please, sir. Now, these kids came on the bus, walked upstairs, did what all kids on the bus in London do. Pulled out their mobile phone and started to play their music loud. On their mobile phone. On the bus. Now, by the way, people, by the way, a message from Dane and I, if you play your music loud on your mobile phone, on public transport, you need a slap around the head, you need to be sent back to school, you need to learn the rules of life. You don't walk at the same speed as strangers in the street. Hang back or cross the road. You don't call 0845 numbers from your mobile phone, they're not in your minutes. Not in your minutes. Men, it is never ever acceptable under any circumstances to wear Ugg boots. Ever. But pertinent to this story with these kids on this bus, it is never ever ever acceptable to play your rubbish music on your rubbish phone on the rubbish 148 bus to Victoria, and I will stand here and I will preach, people. I will preach about it. Woo! I won't say anything on the bus. Because I'm scared. I'll just sit there really meekly and go, oh, I wish I had turned the music off now. I wish there was someone brave enough to tell him. But on this day there was one guy, he was brave enough, he was a suit and tie wearing middle-aged guy, and he'd had enough. He stood up, he turned to the ringleader and he just went, turn off your mobile phone. My hero. I couldn't believe it, suit and tie would stand up to a gang of 10 to 13-year-olds. Scant disregard for his own well-being. Now, what ensued, what happened, no one got injured, but it was on like Donkey Kong, right? It was on so badly, people were taking popcorn out of their shop and going, oh, it's on, it's on, it's on. Even the bus driver knew it was on. Even the bus driver knew it was on, because he stopped the bus so we could watch it on his CCTV, right? Now, a cuss battle ensued ensued a cuss battle between the guy in the suit and tie and the kid with the mobile phone. You hear some funny cusses, but the best part about the whole altercation wasn't the cusses themselves, it was the youth's friends' reactions to the cusses. This is how it went down. We're going to reinterpret it for you as best we can, people. This one. Shut your mouth, suit and tie. Don't even try to tell a man to turn off his mobile phone. Cause your mum's so fat she cheats on We Fit. Oh, liberties! Liberties!
Liberties! Liberties, Susan Ty, liberties!
Oh, really? Because I heard that your mother is so fat, her body mass index is over 40. Top! Liberties! Liberties! Oh my days, fam! See what Ty trying to say your mum is so fat, her body mass index over 40, blah! Trying to say his mum's a...
Biscuits.
Trying to say his mum's a drain on the NHS. Trying to say your mum's responsible for Britain's rise in obesity levels. Furthermore, your mother is so horrifically ugly that she served as an inspiration for many of Salvador Dali's greatest works of art.
Salvatore Dali, up!
Inspiration for 20th century Spanish surrealist artist Salvador Dali's greatest works of art. Trying to say your mum was Dali's muse, his flame, his inspiration. That without your mum, such noble works as Guernica wouldn't exist.
I believe that was Pablo Picasso during his Cubism era.
Ratties it was, you know. And that happened on the bus. My name's Darius Davies. This is Dane Baptiste. We're here all week. I'm here tomorrow, 5:35. Come to our show. Thank you for having me. I hope you enjoyed it. Good night.
Give those two what they deserve. That was fucking sensational. Are you ready for your next act?
Yes!
You ready for your next act? Yeah! Go absolutely Krakatoa for the always awesome Mr. Jonathan Bentata!
This isn't going to be for everyone. I did a gig in Sutton last week. I was billed there as Jonathan Bentata is a unique, intelligent, slightly shocking yet sophisticated act. Are you ready for him, Sutton? And the answer to that is no. Fuck off. Which is fair enough. I'm not particularly enamoured with myself. My problem is that I hate myself, but not enough to self-harm. Which in turn makes me hate myself that little bit more. Because there is so much about me that needs a good kicking. And there's the whining, the self-pity, the false modesty. I don't make love to my wife as often as I should. Because I used to see a big pair of tits and think, oh yeah, get in there. Now I just see a lot of hard work. It's like licking an ice cream that never ends. My wife and I were now actually trying to have a baby, and I feel bad every time I sneak off to have a wank. Because I always wonder when I see my semen disappear down the plug hole, Were they the ones? Were those my future children? Daddy, daddy, daddy. My wife has said that she'd prefer it if I didn't tell that joke. She said that it unnecessarily reveals the intimacies that form the foundation of our marriage, that it makes a mockery of that most special and wonderful thing that having a baby is, and that furthermore undermines her self-confidence and her feelings of worth as a woman. To which I said, yeah, but that joke's a banker. And I need that to make people laugh. I need to hear the adulation of strangers, and people get the feedback of people I probably don't even respect. So I hear what you're saying, but no. I don't even know if I'd make a good parent. My friend says that you should always have one more child than you actually need. That way you can execute it in front of the others. Just to let them know who's boss. You're going to bed now, aren't you? Oh, definitely. Marriage isn't easy though. I can see some people here who are single, but you'll get married. You will. You'll panic. You'll see everyone else doing it, you'll worry that you'll grow old and die alone, and you'll ask someone to marry you. And when you do, I want you to remember this. The marriage takes hard work and it takes discipline. Because oh sure, at the start you can't get enough of each other. And you can always tell the couples who've just got together, especially in restaurants, because they're the ones chatting. Oh, they're chat, 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 chat. They've got the energy, they've got the enthusiasm, and they've got the ignorance. And couples who just got together, they always say the same things, don't they? They always say, oh, we're not going to have any secrets. And we're always going to talk about the things that are difficult to talk about. No, you're not. And you want to know why? Because they're difficult to talk about. That's why they're called difficult to talk about, because they're difficult to talk about. It's not easy telling your wife that you find other women attractive. Yeah, because there's like a conveyor belt of them. One after the other, because that's the problem with good-looking women. They keep making them. But you know, these are the games that we choose to play. The institutions that we choose to subscribe to, and I hate myself for it. I hate myself for it. It doesn't stop me hating other people, but I just hate them with the same vengeance that I hate myself. Because people have been, in my lifetime, an utter, letdown. Utter letdown. People should be treated like cars on the motorway. They should be kept 2 chevrons apart. Because any closer and it gets dangerous. We're just not designed for close human contact. We're selfish and we're lazy. We complain but we never change. We'll moan about Ryanair but we'll still fly it because it's cheap. If Ryanair offered us £5 off if they could punch us in the face, we'd do it. We'd definitely do it. We'd go up to them and say, you punch my wife in the face as well. You don't get an extra £5 off for that, sir. Yeah, but she'll never work it out. You know, we're even lazy when it comes to losing weight. You know, the myriad of excuses that we come up with to explain why we can't do it. Oh, I'm big boned. Oh, I've got a slow metabolism. Oh, I've got the wrong genes. Well, you know what? I didn't see any fat people in Auschwitz, did you? I didn't see anyone in the queue for bread saying, you know what? You have my bread. I cannot take the co-ops. I didn't see Bobby Sands on his hunger strike saying, just can't shift the weight anymore. Got down to 10 stone, just can't get rid of the rest. I'm not perfect though. I hate the fact that I can take an instant dislike to someone without ever having spoken to them. There's no rational explanation for it, but I could just look at someone and go, no, he's not for me. No. It's nothing he said or done, but trust me, I know myself, he's not for me. And then when I do actually speak with him, I'll be like, yeah, he's alright. He's alright, he's a nice guy. We had a nice conversation, he's a nice guy. Most people, when they first meet me, they think cunt. Then they think, actually, all said and done. And then they think, no, he is a cunt. He's definitely a cunt. We had a long conversation which spanned many, many topics, and I'm almost certain that he's a cunt. And more often than not, I am. I was on the tube the other day, and you're going to have to take my word for it, because I hate it when comedians say, now this is a true story, it's a true story, really happened, true story. And I always think, well, does it matter? Does it matter if it isn't true? Is the audience going to walk out saying, well, we were having a lovely time, but then you start lying. I won't have that, I just won't have that. I won't have that with my comedy, I won't have it. Because if the truth were so important, then we wouldn't have half the entertainment, half the music and half the literature that we enjoy today. Because I've got news for you. Alice in Wonderland, it didn't happen. There's no Wonderland. There's Bradford. You could have Alice in Bradford, a kitchen sink drama about a prostitute living on the welfare state. But there's no Wonderland. Similarly with Jules Verne's 1864 classic, Journey to the Centre of the Earth. Turns out they never went. Never left the house. But that's comedians for you. I fucking hate them. I hate comedians. I hate comedians who say they're going to be doing new material. Why? I don't understand the concept. You're a comedian. This is your job. It's what you do. You know, people don't go into work and say, oh, I'm going to be doing something new today. Oh, yes, yes, new approach. I'm going to give a shit. And then you get comedians who write their jokes off their hands, they read them off them, and I think, oh, Jesus Christ. You wouldn't see that at the Old Vic, would you? With Kenneth Branagh performing Shakespeare. It wouldn't be, once more into the breach, dear friends, once more. Or close the wall up with our English debt. And then you get couples at comedy gigs, and people always say, oh, that's nice, he's taking her out for a night out, how thoughtful. I don't think it's thoughtful. I think it's lazy. Basically, he couldn't be bothered to make her laugh himself, so he had to bring us in to do it for him. Now, what next? Will he be asking us to get off with her afterwards as well? Enough? Give a bit more, will you? So, as I said, I was on this tube. And just as the doors were about to close, this guy suddenly jumps on board and he goes, is this tube going to Finchley? Is it going to Finchley? I thought, oh, must I? Must I tell you? It wasn't as if you got airdropped into the station. You picked it. You picked the station, you picked the line, you picked the platform, and you picked the direction, and yet you still need the reassurance. Are you that insecure a person? Maybe you should sit up front with the driver and you can ask him every other second, is it going to Finchley? Yes. I mean, when you get back from work, do you have to ask the person you live with, is this still my home? Do I still live here? Yes. And are you still my wife? Well, I'm starting to fucking think about it now. So sometimes I'll be a cunt. But sometimes I won't. And I don't like that, because it's not consistent. Because say what you like about him, and he's had his critics, he has, but you always knew where you were with Stalin. Because he was a cunt. From beginning to end, he was a cunt. In 1902, he got kicked out of the seminary for being a cunt. In the 1930s, he unleashed the Great Terror, killing hundreds of thousands of people, principally because he was a cunt. In 1932, his own wife committed suicide, no doubt because she realised one morning that she married a cunt. Why did the Allied powers fail to make any progress at the Yalta and Potsdam Conference at the end of the Second World War? Because they were dealing with a cunt. He was a cunt, but at least he was consistent in being a cunt. There's no consistency with me, none whatsoever. You know, I hate it that when I'm in a public toilet and someone else walks in, that my immediate reaction is, oh, here we go. Here we go. Now I'm going to have to wash my hands just to make him think that's something I always do. I don't wash them at home. So why should I wash them here? Admittedly, when I do have to wash them, I like the idea that he's now thinking, oh, fucking hell. Now I'm going to have to wash my hands because he's still there washing his. And I like that idea. Because I'm like that. Petty, vindictive, and point scoring. Do you ever watch Property Ladder and Grand Designs and think, I hope this goes wrong. I hope this goes wrong to the point where the couple can't meet the mortgage payments and they've got to put the wife on the game just to make ends meet. I hope this goes wrong to the point where this actually stops being a TV show and turns into some sort of grim documentary into poverty and homelessness. With a couple being chased around in the dark by the bailiffs who are armed with nightsticks and torches. I hope this goes wrong to the point where I can sit on my sofa, watch it all unfold and think, yeah, that'll do for starters. Thank you very much.
Remember the name, Jonathan Bentata! Now, you wouldn't think this to see us together, but we're doing an Edinburgh show together.
Hey.
Yeah. What's even more unusual is that we're sharing a flat, and I wake up every morning with that sat at the foot of my bed. I was watching you sleep, you little shit. I curled a turd off in your pillow. When? You'll never know. 5:30 at the Jazz Bar. That's it. Good. Did you all enjoy the C-bomb there? You all enjoyed Jonathan dropping the C-bomb? Yeah. There's two people I really want to ask, and that's my mum and dad. Cheers for my mum and dad, everyone. They're here tonight. Dad, I imagine you quite enjoyed that, didn't you?
Your mum's called me a few times.
Quote Peter Gill, your mum's called me a few times. I felt like I deserved more laughter for you there, Dad. I'll tell you a story about my mum. I'm a bit of a worrier, but I get it from my mum. A few years ago, I live in London, my parents came down to visit me just after the July 7 bombings, and I said, Mum, don't come down, it's not worth the risk, it's too dangerous. And my mum said, no, we are coming down, so we are coming down, because if we don't come down, what we've done is, we've let the terrorists win. I said, to be honest, Mum, I'm not sure that Al-Qaeda give a shiny shite as to whether or not the Gill family eat out at the Rainforest Cafe. It's not a deal breaker for them. How is it going? Badly. Peter Gill just ordered a lasagna. No! Right, they came down and we all got on the tube. Rest of the Gill family, absolutely fine. My mum was shitting herself. We all sat down, everyone got a seat, Mum was fine. Sorry, everyone was fine, Mum wasn't. Mum was sitting there like this. Mum, you alright? Oh, God, yeah, I'm fine. Oh, I'm fine. Fine. Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. Oh, fine. So I'll be fine. Tube went along a few stops. Everything fine. Went along a few stops. Everything fine. Went along a few stops. Everything fine. Got to a stop. The doors opened. An Asian man got on with the biggest rucksack you have ever seen in your life. He took his rucksack off, put it on his knees, sat down in the seat next to my mum, and my mum did this. No, I like that about my mum. She thought she could protect herself from the impact of a homemade bomb by leaning 11 inches to her left. Isn't that why we love our mums? Yes, it is Britain, yes. You ready for your headline act? How much of an alpha male am I? I can't move this plywood table. You ready for your headline act? Are you ready for your headline act? Clap as if Shaking Stevens is about to walk on. I can't top that. Shaking Stevens, Neil Young is about to walk on. Yes! I knew I liked you too. There you go, red stripe. I'm not forgotten about you. Now, 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 now. Everyone, now, 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 now. More of you, look a twat. Now, 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 now. Just more. Now, 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 now. She looks like she's having a stroke. Now, 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 now. Bruce Springsteen's about to walk on. Even better than that, it's your headline act, Ben Morgan.
Hello, hello. Hello again, Edinburgh. Have you had a lovely evening so far?
Yeah.
Yeah? Can you please give a round of applause to your host for this evening, Mr. James Gill? Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ben Morgan. I'm very pleased to be here, and they say for comedians that first impressions are vital. So can someone please explain to me why I've come here today looking like a stoned 15-year-old lesbian? Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I've got a constant problem with this bar because it's shit, isn't it? It's terrible. I looked in the mirror the other day and pushed it all over to one side to try and make myself look better, but I just ended up looking like Hitler the college years. You like that joke, didn't you? You like it? Yeah. High five. High five. Come on. High five, come on. High five. Ooh. You know what? Every single day we've done that, someone's trying to high five me. Fucking racist. Who would have thought there would be racists in Scotland, who knew? Alternative punchline to that joke, I'm in the Hitler Ute. For the Southerners in the crowd. I've only got one other option with this haircut, right? If I really mess it up like this, and then walk around in quite a self-important way, I just end up looking like an ugly version of Rihanna. I can't wait. What I'm trying to say to you, Edinburgh, is I don't know whether it's Tony or Guy who made this mess, but either way, he's a bit of a prick, isn't he? Let's face it. It's not actually true, ladies and gentlemen. My hairdresser is actually a dwarf. Yes, I have a dwarf hairdresser. He's easily recognisable. Short back and sides. Yeah, luckily there are no dwarves in tonight because that joke goes straight over their heads. I did that joke in Bournemouth 2 weeks ago, actually about 2 months ago I should say, and it got a similar reaction, I'll be honest. Well actually there was more booing. I think the audience in Bournemouth had dwarf jokes up to about there. Yeah, up to about there. Now, who here has heard the American expression chillax before? Chillax man, chillax dude. Yeah. Chillax is actually a combination of two words, children and laxatives. No one knows why though. No one knows why. Now, hello madam, what is your name?
Hillary. What? Hillary? What? Hillary.
Hillary, do you hear that? This is award-winning audience banter, ladies and gentlemen. Keep your eyes peeled. Who is your favourite member of the royal, who's your favourite royal couple?
Willem's cake?
No, you're wrong. The correct answer is Charles and Camilla, and the reason behind that is because I hope there's no royalists in tonight, but the reason why I love Charles and Camilla is because they're both brain dead, right? And I can explain why, because at the end of December last year, they drove to the Royal Variety Performance in central London, and Charles turned to Camilla and said, "Oh, what a wonderful winter's day. Why don't we take a little detour for a bunch of angry student protesters?" It's bound to go wrong, isn't it? And it did, because one student saw them en route and he had a stick in his hand. He ran towards the car, poked that stick through an opening in the window and managed to jab Camilla right in the ribs. Now, to be fair, Edinburgh, it's only a minor injury, but it could have been a lot worse. So it got me thinking, if Camilla Parker Bowles was to break her leg, should she be put down? Yay or nay? 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 By the way, thank you very much for not answering that question with... and thank you for taking part in that straw poll. How about that? You just heard 3 horse jokes on the trot. But don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to rein it in because Camilla's in a stable condition. And I don't want to have a mare. Thank you. Now, this is a joke for the... it gives a cheer if you're over 35. Okay, this is a joke for the 4 members of the audience who are over 35. I haven't seen the Oscar-winning film yet, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the King's Speech is essentially just a longer and unfunnier version of Open All Hours. Is that right? A joke there just for those that need to like it. Okay, moving on. Moving on completely. You may have seen that Man United won yet another Premier League title in the middle of May, just gone. Yeah, some people love them, some people hate them, but despite that achievement, Man United fans still hate admitting where they live. Yeah. Sorry seems to be the hardest word. Right, I'm going to tell you now, right? If you don't like puns or one-liners, the next 10 minutes are going to be fucking awkward for all of us, okay? Yeah. And the one thing the papers did right this year, the one thing they did right, is when they were listing all the people, all the women that Ryan Giggs has slept with, all of the names of all the women Ryan Giggs has slept with, right at the bottom of the article, they thought they rubbed salt in the wound a little bit by referring to him as a family man Ryan Giggs. That's good, isn't it? But they could have gone a little bit further and described him as family guy Ryan Giggs. That's all I wanted. Someone who reminds me of Ryan Giggs is Ronnie Wood, because he's famous and he's always shagging around and he's always getting in the papers. Yeah, Ronnie Wood, he loves a threesome. 2 birds, 1 stone. And did you know in the first film, Matt Damon doesn't even know he's born for about half an hour. You're not going to like this next one. I walked into a bookshop the other day to try and find that Madeleine McCann book. You know what? Couldn't find it anywhere. Don't blame me, it's Broken Britain's fault, if anything. I was going to invest in shares in Prolapse Medicine, but the bottom's fallen out of the market. God, I love you. I don't know if you can tell silent members of the audience over here, but I don't do this for a living, no. If anything, this is a really unsuccessful hobby. No, I've got a day job, I don't really like it, it's terrible. In fact, recently I had 6 months off of my shitty day job when I slipped and fractured my pelvis in a service station. Yeah. It was a welcome break, to be fair. Back in the room. I don't want to bring the mood down, ladies and gentlemen, but it is disappointing that every 4 years we see comedians who are clearly on their day off using B-list material, desperately trying to entertain us for a good cause and fading. Comic relief or Red Nose Day is terrible, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? But what's worse than that is when you see those images of African children with bugs crawling all over their faces. And it does beg the question, why doesn't the UN set up a no-fly zone over Africa? I'm not sure whether that joke is offensive or just stupid. The way I can tell, really, is because I went to that gig I was telling you earlier in Bournemouth, and this guy was on stage telling offensive jokes about 9/11 a decade after it's happened. There were no punchlines, he was just being offensive for the sake of it, and the audience were this quiet, and then they started getting angry, then they started booing, then they started throwing stuff at him. And I learned something that day in Edinburgh, and that is that I will not be making any jokes about 9/11 tonight, mainly because I don't want you coming down on me like a ton of bricks, so... Fucking hell. I'm going to divert this and show you some pictures for a minute. If you just bear with me. I'm a big fan of science fiction. Anyone else? Of course, a few more geeks in the room. So I'm very pleased to see that Terrorhawks is back on telly. Very pleased to see that Terrorhawks is back. Remember Terrorhawks? Yeah? Yeah. Oh, no, I didn't mean to say Terrorhawks. I meant to say Shirley from EastEnders. Shirley from EastEnders. Right, now I'll just do this joke again for the people at the back of the room who forgot to applaud. So I'll just do this again. This is how comedy works, right? Watch this. I'm very pleased to see that Terrorhawks is back on telly. Shirley from EastEnders. There you go. Thank you. Don't patronise me. I typed in kiddie figures into Google Images, and that's what came up. Fucking Broken Britain. There are... Oh, I'm so strong. There are several examples of Broken Britain that the papers use. Broken Britain, by the way, is a term that they came up with to describe a small problem that they want us to make out to be a massive problem to create fear and sell papers. We all know how it works. But the examples of Broken Britain they use are terrible, right? So I've got 2 perfect examples tonight. Example number 1, there are people in this country, millions of people, who not only watch X Factor and Broken Britain's Got Talent, but they enjoy it. It gets worse than that. They also complain about the sheer number of advert breaks that interrupt their enjoyment on a commercial channel. So they're sat there in their living room, laughing at idiots, and they're complaining about the adverts. Well, I've got a solution for those people. I don't know if there's any in tonight, right? If you like laughing at retards, but hate all of those advert interruptions, then all you have to do is simply replace your TV with a full-length mirror. Simple solutions for simple people, ladies and gentlemen. And the second example is that this summer we came this close to really pissing off Andrew Murray at Wimbledon. But we didn't get close enough, right? So if you listen to this next bit of advice and take it on board, next summer we can really annoy him and fix Broken Britain, okay? Andy Murray's on centre court, he's bouncing the ball, he throws the ball up in the air, as he brings his bat round, that's right, his bat, just before he makes impact with the ball, just before, that's when you shout, "Come on, Tim! Come on, Tim!" Okay? Now, this might sound a bit weird to you, but I get a slight sexual satisfaction when the women in the audience, after 3, shout, "Come on, Tim," at me. Are you up for that, ladies?
Yeah.
She is. And she's with someone. After 3, I want everybody to shout, "Come on, Tim," at me, okay? 1, 2, 3!
Go on, Tim!
1, 2, 3!
Go on, Tim!
Oh, yeah. That's one for the way back, that one. Now, on a Friday night when I'm getting ready to go out, I like flicking through channels. I can never get in as far as Channel 5, or further than Channel 5 I should say, because there is a TV programme on which is terrible. It's a reality TV programme about the Eddie Stobart haulage firm. Guess it, if you've heard of it? It's fucking shit, isn't it? Basically, it's cameras following drivers at work, driving, and then the cameras following the same drivers on a night out where they failed to articulate in front of women, right? It's a sad state of affairs. Thank you. Why does only 5 people get that joke every night? I don't know if you know this, but on the front of every Eddie Stobart truck, on the bonnet, there's always a lady's name printed there, right? And that's there, right? That's there to remind the driver of the name of the very first prostitute he ever killed. How much have you drunk? I don't think it's enough. This stuff is great when you're pissed. Right, I'm going to show you some more. Thanks, James. Show you some more pictures. Basically, I wonder if you can tell me who this lady is. Do you know who that is? Rebecca Addington, Olympic gold medalist swimmer and our hope for Olympics 2012. Now she's in the papers, whenever she is in the media, she's always in there for 2 reasons. Reason number 1, quite rightly, for her achievement. She's brilliant at her job. Reason number 2 is her appearance, right? Now you will hear commentators, comedians, radio presenters, I don't know, I've even done it myself, taking the piss out of this woman simply because she's dog rough, and that's not fair, right? And I want to, you're right to react like that. I want to defend this woman today simply because she's hideously ugly, right? Now, if someone came up to you and said, "Rebecca Addington, she looks exactly like, I don't know, Ian Dowie," right? They may be right, it may be funny, but you should not laugh. You should not laugh.
I'm a Saints fan, it's funny.
It is funny. I've got nothing. So just to clarify, if someone comes up to you and says, "Rebecca Addington, she looks just like that ugly footballer Dirk Kuyt," right? It may be true, but don't laugh. Thanks for not laughing. What is that you laugh? Anyway, so just to clarify, I want to defend this woman. So don't, whatever you do, snigger, titter or anything, when someone genius comes up to you and says, "Rebecca Addington is a spitting image of the monster from the Goonies." It's just cruel. It's true, but it's cruel. You all hate me now, don't you? No! Now, I don't want this part of the show to turn into some kind of anti-women part, but I've been reading your favourite magazine, ladies, Look magazine. Don't argue, I know it's your favourite. And the thing about both men and women know for a fact that every article in this magazine, I don't wish to sound harsh, it's true though, every article in these magazines make the reader, a woman, look like a bit of an idiot, right? And I can prove that with just one article from this one which says, "Ladies, get the Wonder Bra out because cleavage is cool again." Cleavage. Wait a minute. When has cleavage ever been uncool? You will never ever see Gok Kwan going up to a woman on the grass market or the Cowgate, that's where the slags hang out, Edinburgh, right? And they're going up to a woman who has her boobies on display and going, "Oh, what have you done there? Why have you pushed them up like that? Why have you not read in the magazine?" You do realise that tits are solar season, girlfriend. You're never going to see that, right? And that worked well. And I'd like to tell you now, I found the male equivalent of the Wonder Bra Edinburgh because the other day I trimmed my pubes. Okay. Now I want to clarify, I didn't trim them all off like you might do. I just trimmed around the Johnson. Imagine that, just around. Are you imagining that? Around the Johnson, right? Just around the Johnson, yeah. Come on, Tim, around the Johnson. Come on, Tim, come on. And now, it looks bigger. But it isn't bigger, is it? No.
Two can play that game, can't they? Two can play that
Can you believe it, Edinburgh, that last year I got reviewed and I was called a sexist, misogynistic comedian? Can you believe that? How can I be a misogynist? Because surely that would make me one of those self-hating lesbians as well. I'm not one of those. I am a man, I don't know if you can tell. But the reason why I would make an anti-woman joke, if I was going to, I haven't, but if I was going to, it would be because of a probably psychological and definitely a physical condition, and that is, ladies and gentlemen, because my dick is like a supermarket. That's right. My dick is like a supermarket. It's little, okay? It's little. It's little. Right? It's little. And that joke's funny because it's true. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Ben Morgan. That's big M, small organ, and if you've enjoyed this bit, then why don't you applaud or something? I'd like to thank you very much. Thank you. I hope you've had a good evening, and I'd like to thank you all for coming. This has been North vs South. Me and James put this show on, and I'm now going to hand over to him with some details.
I think you'll all agree we've had a lovely night. First up, give all of yourselves, great English, I'm a journalist, give all of yourselves a massive round of applause. Give Darius Davies a round of applause. I think you all agree that Dane Baptiste deserves a special round of applause. For possibly stealing the whole show. Or did the next man, Mr. Jonathan Bentata. And your headliner, Mr. Ben Morgan. If you've enjoyed this tonight, tell all of your friends. All of your friends. 10:35, the Jekyll Hyde bar, North vs South, Ben Morgan and James Gill. If you haven't enjoyed it, let's just keep it our dirty little secret, okay? Like the affair you had, yeah? A little secret. Made it a bit awkward there, didn't you? Clearly some of you are having an affair. You're not together at all, are you? You're happily married, you've got a wife at home. He's not denying it. The red stripes deserve a round of applause. Yeah. Great comments. Have a flump. Slightly sinister that I walk around with a flump in my back pocket.
It's all warm.
It is warm, it's been in my back pocket. That's lowered the tone, hasn't it? A warm, wet flump. That's what we'll call the show next year. A warm, wet flump. Now this show was free. What do you mean, Mum? Rip off? Mum and Dad, neither of you getting a laugh tonight. It's a shame, isn't it? Like that, put the blame on you. It's not my fault. No. Mum and Dad. However, we've got a friend, Paul, on the door with a little bucket.
Of this size.
It's a very little bucket. It's little because that way you can fold your notes up a lot easier. Good. They didn't laugh at that. So they probably realise that, you know,
I think it's worth
they
it.
should put that. Just explain why the show is so expensive, please, Ben.
Well, basically, expensive. It's free, but
Expensive for us to put on.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, it costs about £1.50 to
Each night.
entertain you for an hour, and accommodation, and our beer habits are quite pricey.
I don't drink, I drink lime and soda.
Well, okay, I'm taking his beer money,
Yes,
and I'm
yeah.
getting doubly pissed. So if you want me to get pissed tonight, ladies and gentlemen, then you just have to put a couple of quid, or £2 or tenner.
No, that's bad advertising because no one wants him to get drunk. Just give generously is what we're trying to say. Don't you want to work for a charity? They'd be fucked.
The end of the show sort of fizzled out a bit, hasn't it?
It'd been so good.
We stopped about 5 minutes ago. That's an extra star on the review, isn't it? Let's face it. Just give us your fucking money, as Bob Geldof says. Good night, everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you all so much. Thank you. Ben Morgan's on Twitter, and I'm on Facebook, James Gill Comedian. Thank you all so much. God bless.
James, I'll give you a ring tomorrow, okay? On Paul's phone.
Will. Martin, are you staying for a drink?
No, I'm getting off actually because I've still got to write me Guardian piece and I've written it. Of course I'll be writing a review of the show.
That's Jonathan. Yeah, please give a mention. That's Jonathan Bentata. He's you know Jonathan.
Exactly.
Where was it?
He's a character.
Always my manager, you know that. Always my manager.